So good morning. I'd like to talk through my process of action. So waking up and getting up, not hesitating, not doubting, not questioning, not procrastinating. Once I'm awake, I'm out of bed, I'm into action. Go to the toilet, drink a pint of water with some lime juice in, get dressed, get out the front door. Building momentum with repetition. So for me, I'm waking around about 7 in the morning and I'm out the door by 7:15. So the first stage of the walking is really allowing yourself to get into rhythm and allowing yourself to offload if there's any thinking happening. Chances are, if you've woken up at 7, got out at 7:15, you're still in the tail end of the dream time or the inspirational alpha wave of thinking. So that puts you into a nice state of gratitude right from the beginning. This morning I woke up with lots of revelation which came from the dream. Video project I'm working on, book I'm working on, received a lot of clarity. So very briefly, I just made some notes on those just before I got out of bed, just to put down the key points. So we're off walking towards the forest. So walking for about 5 minutes, paying attention to my surroundings, noticing my breathing, getting to some kind of regularity, appreciating the bird song and the space that I'm in and the body that's here, that's made the commitment and is taking the action. So there's something to be said about closing the gap between thinking and doing. So you're often prompted with an inspired action, a vision, something you want to do. Then there's a procrastination gap, which essentially is a resistance gap, where you then doubt, question, find all sorts of excuses. And really, if you can allow yourself to move much faster from the initiating impulse into the actual expression. So this is why it's important to close that gap, so your life becomes much more feel and do, see and act. As I'm walking, I'm enjoying the increase in my heart rate, which invites me organically to take some nice deeper breaths to regulate and digest this new gentle level of intensity that walking brings. So it's not a enforced yogic discipline breathing, rather it's an organic revelation of breathing. So you become aware of your body, increased heart rate, and the desire for really breathing in. And I often say about breath, just such beauty in the breathing. Seeing beauty as a poem, if you like, inflow and outflow. No, it's a inhalation, inspiration, expiration. Okay, so I'm approaching one of the dogs here. He's eyeballing me. How's he going to respond today? There he is. There's his friend. Good demonstration of territory. That's their home. Yesterday, I was walking on this path and this little wild pig, tiny it was, had stripes, looked like a little baby tiger, came straight along the path, didn't really see where it was going, and walked right into my feet. It's incredible. I've never been that close to a little pig before. So I was in a state of like appreciation and gratitude, and then also my survival energy kicked in, because I thought, hang on, there's a little pig, there might be a bigger pig, and you don't want to come face to face with a wild pig in the forest. It can be pretty dangerous. But I released that thought as I couldn't see any wild pig, and came back to the appreciation of this little baby wild pig, which is wonderful, and it scampered off into the forest. A world of activity. These guys have been building this house for months now, but there they are, up and off, early in the morning, constructing, manifesting, translating once again vision to action. It's in the doing that things really happen. So I'm about 10 minutes into the walk, and in my process at least, there's been some coughing as the lungs are clearing, a bit of spitting, releasing anything that's in my throat, my mouth, clearing my nose a little bit, any kind of fluid there. So there's this sense that the movement itself is a natural cleansing of the body. So just also enjoying that response of the body that wants to cough, that wants to blow out the nose, that wants to spit, that wants to release and clean itself. And our bodies are just so incredible in their natural healing power and potency. And we've been so taught to listen to people over there and knowledge over there that we are losing touch with the most precious wisdom of instinct, intuition, inspiration that lives in our own experience. So this sense of listening and responding with the body and acting accordingly in alignment with what you're listening into and feeling. In this way the body self-regulates, which is also another way of saying homeostasis, which is another way of saying balance and harmony, which essentially is how I sense healing to be, coming back to a state of natural homeostasis, natural harmony, where the body is in alignment with itself, with the surroundings, which also includes people, relationships, expression and creation. So me, Guy, I'm quite a visionary person, quite inspirational, quite in the space of infinity and connection to source energy. I'm often in an inspired communion with the life force. So in my case, it's really, really important to get right down into my feet, into my quads, into my muscles, into my belly, into my breathing. It's a way of anchoring that inspired sensitivity that I have. So I have a word for this. I call it animajor, or animal angel. So that's like my animal body here in sensation, emotion, feeling is always present. My angel dimension is in the non-local multiverse, in realms of higher thought, inspiration, vision. So this is the coexistence of what appears to be a paradox of unconditional love and conditional form, conditional body. So in the practice of the animajor, which really is another way of saying human, If you don't know this, Hu means divine. Man, woman is the embodied form. So it's the same thing as animajo. It's the integration. That's why walking is so good, because it's this wonderful anchoring and earthing of this spirit force into the physicalized manifestation of the spirit force through the body, through the breath, through the feeling, through the sensation. So every walk, I'm feeling stronger in my body. I'm enjoying my muscles more and enjoying them through the context of knowing they are anchoring spirit force into this beautiful earth that I am privileged to live upon. So we are approaching my Qigong space. Look at this woodpecker, lovely. Some ducks. This is where I've chosen to do my Qigong, from here, looking out over this small little pond. So it's after about 15 minutes of relatively intense walking. I have a pause. So it acts as a moment to self-regulate my system. Also come into this inner deep connection and more subtle awareness. So I'm going to film the movements I do that are loosely called Qigong because they're intuitively inspired. Moment to moment, I feel into them, allow them to come. So I'm on my way back home now. I've just done maybe 15-20 minutes of inspired Qigong exercises by the pond, which is really beautiful moment to regenerate, rejuvenate, come to that subtle breath, slow movement, deeper feeling, lovely contemplation together with nature. So it's a wonderful alignment. It's called the Tao, coming to the natural flow state, or what the Chinese call Wu Wei, actionless action, where you're just very gently, naturally inspired to flow with the movements of your own existence together with the wider existence. So having finished the movement practice, I'm back into walking. Got about 5 minutes from the forest to our home, and again just grounding back into my feet, back into my muscles, into my belly. It is a wonderful, rounded, holistic walk, because you get that power in the body, but you also bring that level of meditation and contemplation into the movement. So it's a multi-dimensional walk, you could say. Yeah, I just love being here in the morning. This new commitment that I'm finding with early morning walk and practice, breath and connection to nature. It's really beautiful. It sets up a really wonderful inspirational wave for the rest of the day. So it's consciously setting up the day from a really good quality, high vibe energy. It's really beautiful. So thank you very much for coming on this walk with me. Thank you very much for coming on this walk with me. So just approaching home now. This is my tree house that I built for my daughter. Thought we share it, and that's where I'm going to go and do a little bit of meditation, just to close the process. So returning home, feeling nourished, at peace, very calm and inspired. I'm going to meditate in this little spot that I've built. So here's me and my shadow coming home. There you go, happily integrated after a nice walk. All the way back, I'm going to have a cold shower now. Okay, so it's cold shower time now. Shower me cold, and that's as much as you can see.